Do you ever feel that strange unease that settles on Sunday evenings? And this heaviness is more than just the weekend ending. What if I told you that this heaviness is not about the weekend ending or 2 days of leisure coming to an end? No. And what if this feeling is not actually a mood at all, but it's actually a message? Stay with me. Welcome to Cradled by Peaks, and I am Janvi here. There is a line in Lalita Sahasranama which helped me see this Sunday blues in a whole new light. And in a moment's time, you will see how. In the Lalita Sahasranama, the Divine Mother is described as Sada Shivanugrahada Pancha Kritya Parayana, meaning the Divine Mother is worshipped as the orchestrator of the 5 cosmic functions. Srishti, which is creation, Sthiti, which is maintenance, Laya, dissolution, Tirodhana, concealment, and Anugraha, that is grace. And for now, let us focus on the first 3, creation, maintenance, and dissolution. Because when you look closely, you will see that this is not mythology, this is daily life. So let's begin with creation, the Brahma principle. Creation begins the moment we wake up. Making our tea, writing a line, sketching, cooking a meal with care, shaping a thought, saying something truthful. Basically, any moment where our inner world touches the outer world and leaves a trace. That is creation. And now let's move on to the maintenance part, the Vishnu principle. And this is something that we rarely acknowledge honestly. Almost 80% of our lives are spent on maintenance. Like paying bills, keeping our relationships alive, doing our jobs, doing what is needed rather than what the heart is calling for. And this is not wrong. This is needed. This is responsibility. This is survival, and this is adulthood. And we wouldn't have been here today had our parents not done it right. But, when life becomes only maintenance and creation slowly disappears, that's when something starts to feel unreal. And then we move to the dissolution, the Shiva principle. Dissolution comes every night. When we sleep, when we let go, when we let the day die so that something new can be born tomorrow. And when we honor this rhythm of creation, maintenance, and dissolution, life feels meaningful, even when it is uncelebrated. Why? Because it is sacred. So now let's return to the hollowness of the Sunday evenings. The heaviness or the emptiness that we feel on Sunday evenings is not because we are lazy or broken or ungrateful. It is because we are creators who have forgotten how to create. Let me give you some food for thought. The hunger for meaningful work is just as real and as fundamental as the hunger for love. And when we do not find it, that's when something inside slowly starts to break, even when the outside world looks perfect. And this is the central crisis of modern lives. And the tragedy is, this crisis is neither allowed to live, nor is it allowed to die. And so, it keeps coming, again and again, knocking on our doors every Sunday evening. The quiet anguish of Sunday evenings is actually our own conscience that is trying to stir us inarticulately and urgently into making more of ourselves before time runs out. But instead of listening, what do? We are such experts at numbing this pain through either a Netflix movie or a drink, doom scrolling, binge watch series. Basically, anything to numb this feeling. And then Monday arrives and we surrender ourselves to the short-term needs of money, status, approval, survival until next Sunday. This understanding is beautifully explained in this book called Varieties of Melancholy by the School of Life. It suggests that we human beings are born with inclinations and capacities that long to express ourselves. We basically love to see bits and pieces of who we are in the work we do. And this impulse is not for art alone, it is for participation. When we cannot recognize ourselves in the work of our days, that's when we start to feel invisible to ourselves. So now that is the ache, that is the unrest, and that is the real message of those Sunday evenings. So what do we do? The antidote is not drastic change. It is not about becoming overnight artists. Neither is it about recklessly abandoning our responsibilities. The antidote is creation. We must generate those real conversations with ourselves, with trusted friends, with mentors, with professionals. Because something real is going on when anxiety and sadness descend so predictably. We must ask these questions. What talent have I buried because it does not pay or impress or fit? What did I love doing before life became urgent? What am I postponing in the name of safety? And what justice have I not done to what I was given? And these are uncomfortable questions, but necessary ones. So, as we step into 2026, perhaps the invitation is simple but demanding. Let us stop consuming and start creating, because creation restores meaning. It brings us back in harmony with life itself. The Sunday evening anguish is not asking to be silenced. It's asking to be understood. It is reminding us again and again that we are here to do justice to our talents before it is too late. And the moment we start listening to this, that heaviness starts to lift. Because then we are no longer merely maintaining life, we are actively involved in its creation.